Hi guys, we are from Make It, an IT startup oriented towards young generation empowerment. And today I would like to tell you about how to find the factors of a given number in traditional way and using prime factors and how it can be done still better with some concepts like Vedic math and the tricks whatever they are available in the market. Yeah, stay tuned guys for understanding how to find the factors of a given number. And the factors are something like if I take 12, 2 is a factor because as 2 perfectly divides 12. Yeah, what is the meaning of perfect division is the remainder should be 0. Yeah, if I have a look at this 12, 12 is a composite number. Okay, 12 is a composite number. Composite number in the sense 12 is having a lot of factors. A lot in the sense it is more than it is going to have more than 2 factors. What I have done is I have taken the numbers from 1 to 12 because after 12 there will be no factors for 12. Okay, and whatever the factors that do exist for 12 will be less than 12. Yeah, that's what I have taken. I have written all these things from 1 to 12, and let me do it element wise, like 12 when divided by 1, yeah, the remainder is 0, so 1 is a factor. And 12 when divided by 2, that is also the remainder is 0, so 2 is also a factor. Same as the case with 3, 4 and 5, when divided the remainder is it's not 0, it will be 2. 5 2s are 10, 2 is the remainder. And here I am talking, the division that I am talking about is integer division, it's not the floating point division. Yeah, integer division, which means no decimal points are allowed. And yeah, if I divide 12 by 6, yeah, then 6 also divides 12 perfectly where the remainder is 0, so it is also a factor. And then 12 when divided by 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah, they are not equal to 0. And 12 when divided by 7, the remainder is 5. When divided by 8, the remainder is 4. When divided by 9, it is 3. And when divided by 10, it is 2. And by 11, it is 1. Yeah, here nowhere the zeros are coming as reminders, so this 7 to 11, yeah, I'm not going to consider. Yeah, or simply whenever they divide, the result is non-zero. And again when 12 divided by 12, yeah, it is 0. It is 0. What I'm trying to say is between this 6 and 12 there are no factors, or in technical terms, if n is the given number which is 12, after n by 2 there are no factors except n. Yeah, that is what I am trying to say here. And for any number there are two factors for sure. What are they? One is 1 and other one is the given number itself. So I have marked them in red colors to indicate that they are the default factors for any number, not only for 12. If we take any number, these two will come as the default factors, so I have marked them in red color. 1 and 12 are default factors for 12, and this part we can ignore. This part we can ignore. Okay, from 7 to and 11, yeah, no factors do exist. I can simply remove them. And yeah, just I need to concentrate on this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Among these, 5 is not a factor because the remainder is 2, and with all the others, yeah, it will be divided perfectly. And what is the takeaway from this is, yeah, I can iterate my steps beginning with 2. Why? Because 1 is a default factor. I can begin it with 2, and I can go on up to n by 2. And finally, if I can print n, then they are all nothing but factors. What I am trying to say here is, if I have a look at the first technique, it is going to take n steps, where n is the given number. I need to perform 12 divisions. Yeah, if I have a look at the second step, n minus 2 steps. Why? Because I have removed 1 and the n. Why? Because they are the default factors. Yeah, if I have a look at the last step, I require n by 2 minus 1 number of steps. Just within these steps, it is possible to find the factors of a given number. Yeah, this technique is quite apt for small numbers, but how to deal with a large number? That is another question. Yeah, where I am going to discuss that very shortly. As of now, this is the base for finding the factors of a given number. Apart from our traditional technique, this is one such way of doing it very simply. And in the same video, I am trying to give you the technical treatment of it, how it could be done using a programming language. Yeah, I can choose whatever the programming language I like. We can take a C or a C++ or Java or Python. Yeah, anything we can take. And here I am going to concentrate on Python. Let's see how the things are going to be done using Python. And yeah, if you require the logics in other programming languages also, please do mention in the comment section, such that I will be making a video explaining how to do them in other programming languages too. Yeah, going to the next slide. Yeah, what are the takeaways from the previous slide is, yeah, for a given number n, let me say 12. Okay, there are no factors after n, which means after 12 there are no factors. Yeah, that is the first point. And by default, for any number there are two factors, 1 and the given number itself. Yeah, in our previous case they are 1 and 12, which are the default factors, or the factors which will come automatically, something like that. And one more thing, for any number after n by 2, let me say 12 by 2, 6 for example, like your previous example, there are no factors in between except n, which means 12. Yeah, what I am trying to say here, there are no factors for 12 after 6 and before 12, which means 7 is not a factor, 8 is not a factor, 9 is not a factor, 10, 11, they too are also not factors. And here one more point we have to identify, or one more takeaway is, there are two kinds of numbers. One is a prime number and other one is a composite number. Yeah, what is the difference between these two? If a number has only two factors, that is 1 and the given number itself, then I can say the given number as prime number. And if a number has more than two factors, and apart from these default factors 1 and the n, if I get at least one more factor, then that's no more a prime number, it will become a composite number. Like such, if I take 7, okay, 7 is a prime number, right? I have only two factors, they are 1 and 7. Yeah, you can check, there are no factors in between. If I take any number in between this 1 and 7, I will not be getting any factors. And in the same fashion, if I take 12, okay, I will be getting 1 as a factor, 2 as a factor. Yeah, as I got one more factor apart from 1 and 12, simply I can say it is no more a prime number, it is a composite number. Yeah, this is a composite number, whereas this one is a prime number. Yeah, this is what I would like to explain here. And there is one more thing that is connected with the same, called a perfect number. What is perfect number? Yeah, if you have a look at the number 28, yeah, the sum of the factors, what are the sum of the factors? 1, 2 is a factor, 3 is not a factor, 4 is a factor, 5 is not a factor, 6 is not a factor, 7 is a factor. Why? Because 7 4s are 28. And 8 is not a factor, 9 is not a factor, and so on up to 14 is a factor. And after 14 there are no factors except 28. Okay, now if I take up to this point, okay, just sum this one. 14 plus 7 is 21, 21 plus 4 is 25, plus 2 27, plus 1 28. If the sum of the factors is equal to the given number excluding the number itself, that is, here I am not taking 28, right? Yeah, if I omit this, okay, and if I include all the other factors, if I sum them up, if that is equal to the given number, then such a number is called a perfect number. Yeah, one other takeaway from the same discussion, what we have to understand. And yeah, going forward, yeah, here 7 is a prime number, as I already told you. Okay, there are no factors in between, right? 7 is not divisible by any of these numbers. Okay, it has only two factors, one is 1 and the other one is 7. Yeah, then such a number is called as a prime number. Yeah, that is the definition of prime number. And coming to the other one, how to calculate the factors of a given number in is there any method for it apart from that? As I told you already, yeah, if you take 12 or 7, it is very easy to find the factors of it using the already discussed techniques in my previous slides. But if you have a look at the number 48, it's a little big, right? It's not that much easy to write the numbers all the way from 1 to 48 and identifying what are the factors. It's a little bit difficult. That's why what I can do is, yeah, I have taken 48 and then I have written this 48 in the form of prime factors multiplication. What is that? Yeah, it is a factor for 48 and it is also a prime number. Yeah, both the things are combined here, hence I am going to call this 2 as a prime factor. And 2 24s are 48. Again, this 24 can be written as a product of 3 into 8. Here 3 is a factor and along that it is also a prime number. And coming to this one, 8 can be written as a 2 cube, whereas 2 is a prime number. So yeah, if I multiply these three, 2 into 3 into 2 cube, then I will be getting 48. Yeah, I can write a number as a product of the prime factors. That is what my intention is. And then, yeah, as this is a 2 cube and this is 2 power 1, yeah, I can simply say this is 2 to the power of 4. Okay, where I have written here 2 to the power of 4, and then yeah, 3, I have only 1 3, right? I can write 3 to the power of 1. Now there is an interesting question with the same concept called, what are the total number of factors do exist for this number 48? The answer is, add 1 to this 4 and add 1 to this 1. Okay, thereby they will become 4 plus 1 is a 5, 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, such that this is a 5 into 2, 10. Now, what I can say is simply I can say the number of factors available for 48 are 10. There are in total 10 factors available for the number 48. And now the question is, what are they? Yeah, 1 when multiplied by 48, yeah, it is going to get 2 factors. And I have written the next digit 2. 2 when multiplied with the 24, that is another pair of factors. 2 and 24 are factors. And 3 and 16 is another pair. And 4 and 12 is another pair. 6 and 3, okay, sorry, 6 into 8, 6 and 8 is another pair. Yeah, these are the factors whatever I got. Okay, 1 and 48, 2 and 24, 3 and 16, and 4 and 12, 6 and 8. Yeah, you can count them, 1 2 3 4 5 in 2 rows, which means there are in total 10 number of factors available for 48. Yeah, this is how I can do it. Yeah, I can find how many factors of a number do exist, along with how many, what are they, yeah, in a short method, something like this. Okay, this is a shortcut for finding the factors of any given number. Yeah, if you can draw a line and if you can write from 1 2 and so on, and if you can put the other product, okay, such that their product will result in the given number, yeah, I can get what are the factors available for the given number, whatever I have mentioned here, the same I have mentioned here. Okay, and now coming to technical treatment, how it could be done. As I told you already, I am going for discussing the same using a programming language, and I am going to use a Python programming language for doing that. Before that, just to give a try with my previous technique that I have discussed here for finding the factors of 108, 84 and 90. Yeah, this is just to do it as a sort of exercise, and if you get the correct answer or any answer, yeah, just to post it in the comment section, such that we will cross check them and we will get back to you what is the result and what you have done. And yeah, if you want anything else from the same concept, yeah, just let us know, such that we will be doing that video for you. And coming to technical treatment, I am going to discuss the same using Python. Yeah, it's as simple as that. how the human beings are going to think, we have to do the same using a program. What is that? I have to repeat a logic that begins with 2 and that should go on with n by 2, where n is the given number. For example, if it is 12, then I have to begin with 2 and then I have to go up to 6. And what are the values I will be getting? Yeah, I will be getting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I take the example as 12. Okay, then what I have to do, I have to take each one of this number and I have to divide this number. I have to divide the given number 12 by these numbers, such that when 12 is divided by 2, I will be getting a 0. So this is a factor, and when 12 is divided by 3, the remainder is 0. So 3 is also a factor. When 12 is divided by 4, the remainder is 0. 4 is also a factor. When 12 is divided by 5, yeah, it's not a 0, so there is no need to consider 5. And finally 6, the remainder is 0, so 6 is also a factor. This is how I need to print. And how to do the same using Python? As I told you already, Python is such a very concise language and a very beautiful language, to be frankly speaking, and where you can write the code very comfortably, okay, in fewer lines of code. Okay, so let me type something like online Python, yeah, interpreter. Okay, I'll be going for this one, or you can take whatever the ones. You just give a try with the net for finding this. Yeah, by default it is going to have Python hello world. Yeah, I don't want it, I am removing it. Just I will be taking the name n, the given number, is equal to int of, okay, I'm going to convert whatever the data that has been read from the keyboard to integer, and input of enter and integer. Okay, whatever the integer I am entering here, yeah, it is by default a string type. String means it is something like group of characters, and here the end recipient, whatever I need, is an integer. That's why I'm converting it. Yeah, I'm converting the value that is entered here, yeah, into this integer. Okay, then I'm accepting it into n. And then what I'm doing is, after writing this, then I will be going for something like for, I'm taking a variable called I, for I in, okay, range of 2 comma n by 2. Okay, and I'm writing a +1 here. Why? Because the for logic in Python is going to take 2 and n by 2. Yeah, here I have to mention some value that is greater than n. For example, if I write something like 2 comma 10, it is going to take from 2 to 9. As I have to take from 2 to n by 2, then I have mentioned 2 comma n by 2 plus 1. Yeah, and here the division that will be happening here is real division generally, and as I want to make that one as again integer, just I am going to place an int before that, okay, such that the division will become integer now, and I will be getting the perfect values. Whenever the n value is 12, the values will be varying from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that is how I am going to get. And then coming to the next line, then I have to have some decision, right? If n percentage I is equal to 0, put a colon and then print I is a factor. Yeah, what is the meaning of it? You just observe. It's as simple as I have done earlier in my PPT. What I have done, it's an exact implementation. What is that? As I know already, 1 and n are the default factors. I have gone for this is from 2 to n by 2. I am repeating the logic where I will be taking 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the case of 12, and this 12 will be divided by this I each and every time. Like whenever I value is 2, 12 will be divided by 2, and whenever I value is 3, 12 will be divided by 3, and whenever I value is 4, 12 will be divided by 4, and whenever the remainder is 0, this is a mod operator, or modulus or modulo division operator, whenever the remainder is 0, then I am going to print I, which means whenever this condition is met, it is something like I is a factor for n. I am printing it, and then before that I have to print default factors also, right? For that I'm writing something like print 1 is a factor, and I'm going to take one more like print n is another factor. They are default factors. Just this 1 2 3 4 5 6 lines of code is enough for making this task to be completed using Python. And let me run this code and check whether it is working properly or not. Yeah, enter an integer. I am giving 12. Okay, and then you can see there is a mistake here. What is that? Somewhere I have mentioned printf rather than print. Yeah, here. Why? Because the printf is related to C programming language or C++. Okay, C programming language. And as I got a lot of acquaintance with the C programming language, yeah, that is a one of my favorite programming languages. I have used the same. Okay, now let me give the input as 12 and let me check. Okay, let me expand this to check whether it is perfectly printing or not. Yeah, 1 is a factor, 2 is a factor, 3 is a factor, 4 is a factor, 6 is a factor, and 12 is a factor. And I am printing this 1 and 12 by default, and 2 3 4 6 are dividing 12 perfectly, and 5 is not dividing it, so 5 is skipped out here. Yeah, that is how it is working, the factors of a given number using a programming language. And yeah, you can simply observe how the code has been written and try to play with it. Like you just modify this, what is what happens whenever I skip this +1, and what is the result, and what happens if I make this 1 and this one as n, then what is the result. Yeah, likewise you can check all such. Okay, just to play with it, guys, and certainly you are going to get this very much handy. And start with the simple problems, and later you can even get a position or get some caliber of doing a project also. That it's not a rocket science, right? It all comes through practice, and this is all something skill related tasks. Okay, and that's all for my discussion for this factors finding using a programming language and a mathematical treatment of it. And that's all for my side. Good day, guys. Bye. See you in my next video.